Hey, how are you? Just wanted to check in, talk to you a little bit about the forms that have come out recently. I know there's a lot of new forms that we've been throwing at you with all the changes in the market and environment. And I wanted to talk to you about the COVID forms that are out there, not only on MLS, but in ProWorks and in the form store. So all of these new COVID related forms are available to you in the forms drawer and also in ProWorks to fill out automatically. But what do they all mean? So this is a chart of the new forms that have been released just in the past few weeks. And we just thought it might be nice to share with you some of the options or some of the uses so that you can know a little bit more about where you want to go or what form might be best used in your situation. So the first form is that property sight unseen. We did go ahead and create that. There has not been one created by NEFAR, NAR, or Florida Realtors. That really is a disclosure. It's a disclosure that you can share with your buyers. And this is used in a case when your buyer has an interest in a property and would like to go ahead and make an offer on the property, but hasn't been able to get in to see the property. So maybe the seller's unwilling to allow showings at this time, but the buyer would like to try and lock that up. Really would recommend you watch your timelines on that. If you do make an offer and it goes under contract, make sure your timelines don't start until your buyer has had a chance to actually walk through the property. That would probably be the best way to work with those timelines. But this form will help you out if you have a buyer who's very interested in a property and you're having difficulty getting into the property but still want to make an offer. The photography and virtual tour disclosure for all of your listings. This is a form that we've also created internally. If you have a listing or when your new listing comes up and you want to go ahead and have photo services and video services done for the property, remember we have our tours that we're doing on all of our properties over $80,000, so that's a good thing. So wanted to just let you know that is a disclosure. That would be something that you would share with your sellers, just letting them know that there's going to be someone coming in. We're abiding by all CDC guidelines. We recommend that they not be there. It's a disclosure that we want to make sure that they sign prior to the photo shoot. So when you schedule that photo shoot, make sure you share that form with them and you get it signed by your sellers. The open house disclosure is if you and your seller decide to go ahead and have an open house done, just make sure that they're aware of the opportunities and the challenges that can come along with currently doing an open house. I know that a lot of you are doing virtual open houses, which is fantastic. Please don't forget to advertise those in MLS. You can check out the other video on how to use virtual tours for MLS, and that would be a good way another way to showcase your property. But if you do decide to do a live open house, a traditional open house, we would like you to use this form, please. That'll be the disclosure for your sellers. The in-person addendum, Florida Realtors came out last week, or this week I guess, with a new form on the in-person addendum, in-person access. So if someone is going to go ahead and accept a showing, if you're listing, your sellers are going to go ahead and accept a showing, or your buyer is willing to go into a property and the seller is willing to allow them in, this is a disclosure that just puts everybody on notice to be aware that there are things that we want to do to make sure that everybody stays safe and remains safe. This is a great form to use when you're showing properties. You would use it for your seller for one property. I'd recommend using it for your buyers on every property they go into, or you could use one form and list the addresses of the properties that you're going to show. That would probably be a really good way to work that out. Then we have our no showings while active. This form is required on your listings if your seller has elected not to have showings on the property but doesn't want the property to go into withdrawn status. So with the new guidelines from MLS, you can have your property remain in active status yet not allow showings, but you do need the no showings while active release, and you need to put a statement in the public remarks that comes straight off of that form. You need to use the wording exactly. So that is used on your listings when your seller would like to remain active in MLS but not have showings. And just so you're aware, if you do decide with your seller to put the property in withdrawn status, MLS has gone ahead and worked it out so that when you go back to active status, those withdrawn days will not count against your days on market. So that's a really good thing. The COVID-19 addendum that NEFAR released is a general addendum that you can put onto a contract. It doesn't extend timelines for specific situations, but it extends timelines or can potentially extend timelines based on someone getting diagnosed with or being opted to self-quarantine. So take a look at that one. That one, I watched that one because it does say that if they elect to self-quarantine. So that one, it's not a specific element like loan approval being delayed because of. It's more general. So watch that one. And then the COVID-19 extension from Florida Realtors, that addendum is specific to situations. You would put that addendum onto an accepted contract. None of these forms are currently required. We would like you to use the property sight unseen, or actually the photo virtual tour one would be required for your sellers if you're going to, with your new listing and you want to have a photo tour or virtual tour done. The open house one, highly recommend it. The others are not required, but I would highly recommend using these forms. If you have any questions about these forms at any point, don't hesitate to reach out to me at cleblond@cbvfl.com or give me a call at 904-537-6149. And again, these videos are available to you at the back office under the support view under Education Emporium. Hope this helps out. Please don't hesitate to ring if you have questions. Take care, and we'll talk to you when you can. Bye-bye.